The release of the 3.5 update on Dofus Uncommon brought to us an entire new breeding system. They completely reworked it, and we're gonna jump right into it so you can start breeding as fast as possible and be optimized in what you're doing. Now, before we get started, here's a few key points you should know before you get going. Breeding actually got its own profession. You can level it up. You can gain XP. We're gonna get into how to gain XP for your breeder later on in the video. But yeah, it's an actual profession now. With the leveling comes the unlock of multiple paddocks. You can fit 10 mounts per paddock. So I've unlocked to level 80, which means I have this beginner, novice, and apprentice paddock. They have entirely removed the spell mount taming, and they replaced it with capture nets, which I will just show you here. And there are multiple of them, as you can see. And so all you need is to craft them. They're not expensive, and you can get going. Now, I already have a breeding of my own going. I'm breeding rhinoceros. But for this, I'm gonna go step by step on how to breed Drago Turkey. Just do a separate kind of thing to really show you guys how to do it. Now, let's say you wanted to get started. First thing you would need to do is go into your profession, breeding, and craft some nets, which are right there, level 1. They're cheap. You can craft them. You can buy them if you want, but if you want some XP, I suggest you do craft them. Depending on the type of mounts you're going to want to breed, there's going to be multiple areas you can go to. If you want to do Rhino, you're going to want to go here, right there. That's where you're going to find them. If you want to do the underwater ones, sorry, the MP ones, it's going to be right there. You have to go underwater, which should be the Seamule Reef. And if you want Drago Turkey, that hasn't changed. It's going to be right all around here. All around here. So let's go to now I have entered the reef. There's now, depending on what type of mount you want, you're gonna wanna just pick a group. Make sure you put on your capture nets right there. Ready up, and you're gonna see a new spell, Mount Taming. All you have to do is use it. That's it. Now you don't have to do anything else, you just finish the fight. And once that fight is over, you will notice you have a Crimson Seamule. It's worth to note that capturing also gives you 30 XP per mount you capture. So there's that. Okay. Now that you've captured a few mounts, let's get into the paddock system. So each paddock can hold up to 10 mounts, right? So let's put those in there. We're gonna go put those in there. Now, the very first concept to understand is their mood, their serenity. It goes from minus 5,000 to 5,000. How it works is pretty simple. It's gonna be in this order right there. So endurance, water, and love. So this one is at minus 921, right? So right here, I'm between that minus 2000 to 0, right? If there's a better way to show this. Yeah, actually, if I just point. So you see right there, it's well illustrated. There's a line in the middle. Yeah, here we're gonna see the line. There's a line in the middle, water, which is 0. Then on the left side is minus 2000, and on the right side would be plus 2000. And where that gauge is going to tell you what you're able to basically increase on your mount, right? Now, if I look at this one, for example, it's at minus 921. I can increase water and endurance because it's between minus 2000 and 0. If it was at minus 2500, I would only be able to do endurance and so on with every one of these gauge here. Now, it's optimal to have all of these on the same level of... Now, it's ideal to have all of your mounts in the paddock on the same mood, on the same serenity. So my advice is try to get it all the way down to... Well, this one actually I'm going to go up. So we're going to try to get all of these to 5,000 basically. And we're going to hit love. So what that's going to do is going to allow me to increase the serenity all the way up to 5,000. And also, once it gets above 0, it's going to start doing love, right? So love is going to start going up. The way you get these gouges up, these are fuel tanks kind of. So to get these up, you need the paddock catalyst. Now, if you want to get the paddock gouge up, you want to get these adder extract. This one only goes up to 40,000. Now, as you level up, you will unlock stronger and stronger paddock catalyst. This one only allows me to go to 40,000. So that would be 10 points every 10 seconds. Now, after that, we unlock that's 70,000. Yeah, 70,000, which will get you 20 points every 10 seconds. And if you use these, that'll get you to 90,000, which will be 30 every 10 seconds. So for example, I could use these. Okay, now I'm at 90,000. It's going to be 30 every 10 until it gets to this one. And then it'll be 20 until this one, and then so on and so on. You can buy these, you can craft these. Obviously, if you want to go faster and you want to get these all the way to the max, you can buy your paddock catalyst, and that's gonna help you kind of go faster a little bit in your breeding. But yeah, until those are up, we're gonna jump into another aspect of breeding that I want to show you guys. So we are in the mating section. Luckily for me, I have a bunch of Rhinoidal that needs breeding. So I'm currently trying for Crimson and Almond, and then breed those with Crimson and Ginger. So the way I do this is I'm gonna, for example, I'm going to look here, right? Now genetics, and then it tells me I need a Crimson, which is fairly easy to get. I just need to go capture it, and an Almond. Now, how do we make these? Crimson and Ebony, Orchid and Ebony, right? So if you want to target stuff like that, you need to go out, capture as many as you can to make some Orchid Ebony, Crimson Ebony. Try to get as much female as males to really optimize it. You can, if you have the space for it, I recommend using 2 paddocks, 10 males, 10 females. And yeah, so that's how you kind of target what you're gonna get right now. To the actual breeding, what you can do is, do I have an almond? There's no almond in this one. I know there is some almond somewhere here. So if we look, this Gen 2 was bred with a Gen 3 inside of it. So I still have a chance to get the almond out of it. So I'm trying to get the almond ginger. I'm hoping for it. I don't have my thingy. Let me get Makina. Okay, so that's another thing that's really important to breeding. Okay, I just wasn't sure if I was doing Gen 5 or Gen 4, so I took both. So we're gonna mate this one. So I'm doing Gen 4. Okay, this one with this one, and we're gonna use a Opti Machina, which is gonna increase the chances of us getting the result we actually want, right? So cross our fingers. Hey, we got it. Cool. Okay, perfect. Now you see, this gave us 150 XP and 6 token. 150 XP is huge. The 6 token, I will show you right now what you can do with it. Once you get enough, you can go on this map right there. Talk to this guy, and there's a bunch of scrolls, and you can also buy Tourmaline. And yeah, Alighton too, if you want, if that's your thing. But yeah, no, I'm super excited actually about the ginger almond. I really wanted that. I was a little bit lucky. But yeah, so Rhinoidal Crimson. Do we have any? Okay, we don't have any more ginger, but that's fine. So if I want to do ginger, it's gonna be this. This? No, that's ivory. Just like that. That's gonna give me a ginger. Yep, and we get it. 120. That's a gen 3. Very cool. Very cool. Crimson, Crimson Ebony, like that. Come on, nice. So yeah, another one. I will make sure to include these in my next breeding rotation. Uh, for now, I will stop breeding there because we're gonna talk about sterile mounts, right? We're gonna talk about sterile mounts, what you can do with them. There's multiple things you can do with them. If you haven't got to generation 10, or if you haven't reached your goal kind of in breeding, I recommend cloning. So what that's gonna do is you can take a ginger, for example, mix it with an almond, clone it, and it's gonna give you one of the two, right? And you can kind of reuse your mounts like that. It's really helpful, and you can kind of just keep going and not worry too much about having to go capture more. Still, you should always have a full enclosure. Another thing you can do is extraction. So if you look here, I can extract this mount. It's a Gen 3, so it could give me 3 Rhinoidal horn, which is a lot of money, like a lot of money. You can do this also with Drago Turkey. It's going to give you their DNA or whatever, genetic. And with the sea mule, I'm not sure what they give. Oh, it's amber. Yeah, the amber. But yeah, so I have a bunch of sterile mount I'll have to take care. I recommend sorting these by decreasing serenity and also put breedable. So that way for the fertile rather. So it's really easy to organize, right? So for example, if I wanted to start a paddock with a bunch of Gen 1, let's say, I could go, okay, those are all in the approximate like 4 to 3,000. So I'm gonna put all of them together, right? And then what I need to do is just put this there, wait until it gets to minus 2,000 or less, and then I can remove the increased serenity and just slap on drinking gauge until both of these are full. Now once that's done, all I can do is put this one on again until it gets to above 0, and I can slap on love until this one is full, and then I will have 10 breedable mounts, right? Now, to XP, right? Uh, I recommend doing a few of the lower level by crafting nets and then crafting these paddock catalysts for every gauge you need. This one here is the new way to level up your mounts, the manager or whatever. So if I were to use, I don't think I have one. Interesting. So yeah, the one I just showed you, if you use it, is gonna allow you to increase this gouge here. And if I slap it on, you're gonna see the XP is gonna start to go up. So that's the way you level your mounts yet now. And it goes up to 200 instead of 100 back in the days. Other than that, I would recommend leveling up by, well, if you have the means to, you can just slap on, not slap on, I mean, if you have the means to, you can just craft a bunch of stuff until you get to 200. But that's really expensive. It's really expensive, and I don't recommend doing that. I recommend crafting your paddock catalysts and also maybe a couple of those Aninamika or whatever. That's gonna give a random ability to your mounts, which could make it so the love gauge increase faster, the water gauge increase faster, the endurance gauge increase faster. It could make it so they could have more than one babies every breeding. Uh, and also, I think you need this one here, but this one gives it the chameleon ability, which basically just makes it so if you mount it, it's gonna take the colors of your character, and those usually sell for more. But yeah, I don't think you should do too much to level up until you get to 105, I think. Yes, where you get those that get you to 90,000, right? And of course, yes, you can craft like if you have the means to. I just don't like investing in those and making a bunch of these. Like I just like for now I like buying those ones that gives like 5,000. I like buying those. And if I really need to, I will craft like these, for example, just to not waste the bigger ones. Uh, Also, if you need the space, the other paddocks, you can go ahead and craft. I don't for now. I'm fine with 3. So that's why I don't feel the need to necessarily rush it. But yeah, if you need the paddock space, go right ahead. You can level up. It's no issue. And I just seen something interesting. Yeah. So these, there's multiple nets now, right? And for example, the new nets unlock at level 100. And for example, this one, use this multiplier capturing net to duplicate the capture Rhinido. So if I were to capture one Rhinido, it would duplicate, so I would have 2 in one fight, basically. So that's another advantage that you can get from leveling up. I don't have these yet. I will soon. I'm not stressing about it. Now I think I pretty much went around everything that goes on for breeding. If you have any question, don't hesitate to leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. It truly gets me going for making these videos. And yeah, if you have any questions, I could do a more in-depth guide, I guess, depending on what question you guys do have. Yeah, let me know what you want to see next, and peace out.